Have you ever felt like you have big dreams but just can't focus? Do you keep getting distracted whenever you sit down to study? If yes, then this story is for you. Watch till the end to learn a simple but powerful lesson that can change your life. In a small town, there lived a boy named James. He was smart, full of potential, and had big dreams. His biggest dream was to become a doctor. But there was one big problem. He couldn't control his mind. He lacked discipline and found it hard to focus. Whenever James tried to study, he got distracted. Sometimes it was his phone, sometimes social media, and sometimes he just sat there daydreaming. He always told himself, "I'll study later." But later never came. His parents and teachers advised him to stay focused, but he didn't take them seriously. He believed that intelligence alone was enough to succeed. One day, James's school announced the results of a scholarship exam. He had taken the test with high hopes, dreaming of winning the scholarship to help him become a doctor. But when the results were announced, he was shocked. He had failed. His friends, who had studied with discipline, passed with high scores. His teachers, who once praised him, looked disappointed. James felt ashamed, not because he wasn't smart, but because he knew deep inside that he had wasted his time. That evening, he sat alone, thinking about his failure. He realized that intelligence alone wasn't enough. Without discipline, success was impossible. Determined to change, James decided to seek help. He had heard about a wise monk who lived on the outskirts of the town. People said this monk was once an ordinary man, but had trained his mind through discipline. The next morning, James went to meet the monk. He found him meditating under a tree, looking peaceful and wise. James bowed and said, "Master, I struggle to control my mind. I want to be successful, but I keep getting distracted. Please teach me how to focus." The monk smiled and replied, "The restless mind. That is the greatest challenge of all. Let me tell you a story." The monk began, "Long ago, there was a young man named Henry. He wanted to be the best archer in the kingdom. He was strong and talented, but he lacked focus. One day, he practiced hard, but the next day, he wasted time on distractions. Henry went to a great archery master and asked for training. The master took him to a riverbank and gave him a bow and arrow. He pointed to a floating leaf and said, "Shoot that leaf." Henry aimed and shot, but he missed. The master asked, "What did you see when you aimed?" Henry replied, "I saw the river, the trees, the sky, and the leaf." The master shook his head and said, "That is your problem. Your eyes see too many things. A true archer sees only his target." Determined to learn, Henry practiced for months. He trained his mind to focus only on the target. Eventually, when he aimed again, he said, "I see only the leaf." This time, his arrow hit the target perfectly. The monk looked at James and said, "Your mind is like Henry's. It is distracted by everything around you. If you want to succeed, you must train your mind to focus only on your goal." James nodded, understanding the lesson, but he still didn't know how to apply it. "Master, how do I train my mind?" he asked. The monk smiled and gave him 4 simple rules. Control your thoughts. Whenever your mind wanders, bring it back to the task at hand. Just like the archer, see only your goal. Create a routine. A disciplined mind needs structure. Make a daily schedule and follow it strictly. Remove distractions. Find out what steals your focus, whether it's your phone, TV, or unnecessary activities, and eliminate them while working. Be consistent. Mental discipline isn't built in a day. Just like an athlete trains daily, you must train your mind every day. James took the monk's advice seriously. He created a study schedule and followed it strictly. Whenever his mind wandered, he reminded himself of his goal. He stopped using social media while studying and even deleted unnecessary apps from his phone. At first, it was hard. His mind wanted distractions. But he didn't give up. Day by day, his focus improved, and he could study for hours without getting distracted. Months later, when he sat for another important exam, he was fully prepared. This time, he didn't just pass, he secured the top rank. His success wasn't due to luck or intelligence alone. It was because he disciplined his mind. Years later, James stood on a stage receiving an award for academic excellence. He remembered the monk's words, "The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it will take you where it wants. But if you train it, it will take you exactly where you want to go." From that day, James lived by one principle: discipline your mind, and success will follow. If you also struggle with distractions, start training your mind today. Success is not about intelligence alone, it's about discipline. So take control of your mind, set your goals, and stay focused. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.